For this portion of the workout, perform 3 to 4 sets of 6 to 8 reps. You'll progress by adding reps or choosing a harder progression. A great way to do this is to start at the bottom of the rep range and then add reps each week until you reach the top. Once you reach the top of the rep range, do a harder progression and start over. For example, if doing pike push-ups and the rep range says 6 to 8 reps, on week 1, try to do mostly 6 reps. On week 2, try to add reps and get 7. On week 3, try to get 8 reps. On week 4, try to lean further forward so it becomes so hard you have to go back down to 6 reps. Repeat this process until you're no longer able to progress. Once you've hit a plateau, reduce the reps to 2 to 4 and repeat the same process so you can work on a harder progression. I recommend resting 3 to 5 minutes in between each set so you're fully recovered. Now, if this is part of a more comprehensive routine, which I recommend you do, I would recommend doing 2 pairs of supersets. For example, you'll do pike push-ups, rest 2 minutes, chin-ups, rest 2 minutes, and repeat for 3 to 4 rounds. Next, you'll do push-ups, rest 2 minutes, rows, rest 2 minutes, and repeat for 3 to 4 rounds again. Lastly, you'll finish the workout with 30 to 60 seconds of stretching. So why would we include those other exercises like chin-ups and rows into this program? Because becoming a well-rounded athlete is the key to unlocking your full potential. At the core of this philosophy lies the belief that a well-rounded athlete is a more capable athlete. We achieve this by focusing on 3 essential elements: compound movements with full range of motion, accommodating resistance, and human movement patterns, such as vertical push, like the pike push-up, vertical pull, like the chin-up, horizontal push, like the push-up, and horizontal pull, like the row. By following these essential elements, you'll work smarter, not harder, by targeting major muscle groups and joints simultaneously. You'll address every muscle in your upper body, ensuring that no area is neglected. It'll help you better attain the handstand push-up as well as a well-rounded body. This is important to balance the body and become all around strong and mobile and minimize your chances of injury. With that said, let's get after it. So doing pike push-ups, especially on parallettes, is pretty straightforward. You're going to hold on to the bars and you're going to bend your elbows so that you can bring your head in between your hands and pop back up. Now, this is a good position, but if that's hard, you can bend your knees, and that makes it a little bit easier. But we want to gradually, over time, make it harder by straightening your legs more and more. And then the process is, once you can do it with your legs straight, we're going to lean forward more, and now this places more load on the shoulders, and you'll instantly notice that it's a little bit harder. And then gradually, over time, lean your shoulders forward more, and now you can see that my feet are barely touching the ground because I'm pretty much just on my big toenails. Like a ballerina, I'm pointing my toes. That's pretty much what we want to get to, because ultimately we want to be able to lean so far forward that at the bottom part, your feet can lift off of the ground. And that really sets up the foundation in order for you to get full range of motion, load your shoulders, and keep progressing by adding weight to the bar, or in this case, adding more of your body weight towards your shoulders. We're going to progress the pike push-up by elevating your feet. This places more weight on your hands sooner, making it harder. And so we're going to lean your shoulders as far forward as you can, bend your elbows, getting all the way down, pushing back up. You might have to bend your knees now that we're making it harder. And then the key is to gradually, over time, lean forward more and keeping your legs straighter until you get to an exaggerated lean, bending your elbows and coming back up. Now, before progressing this and before raising your feet, we want to get to that spot where your feet are so light they get maybe a centimeter off of the ground. And so if you're doing the exact technique perfectly, you're getting really good planche lean, you're coming down, you're coming back up, but your feet aren't coming up, you're going to step forward just a little bit and do the same thing. And now you might notice your feet come up a little bit, that's a good time to start raising your feet more. And you can do this along stairs if you don't have anything like mats, and that way you can place more weight on your hands and your shoulders, so your upper body is carrying more weight than your feet. All right, handstand push-up time. We're gonna start off on parallettes, distanced about 2 feet length. This is absolutely important so that you're able to keep your body straight during the handstand push-up. But I'm gonna start this video off showing you what we want to work towards. So this is gonna be the hardest version of the handstand push-up. So what we wanna do is make sure you squeeze your butt, squeeze your abs. You're going to lean forward as you slide your feet down. You're going to bend your elbows. Now notice my feet are off the wall. That's pretty much what we want. And we're gonna grind through that, letting our feet slide up the wall. So the idea is to lean your shoulders forward first with straight arms. Pause, and then bend your elbows. And this is gonna make your feet feel really light, so your shoulders are doing all of the work. Now, in the ideal situation, you can simply slide your feet up the wall, so I recommend using socks for these. However, on your first attempt, or maybe as fatigue sets in, you'll have to dig your toes into the wall to climb up the wall so you can complete the rep. Use your feet as little as possible, but as much as you need to. And I also recommend you place a bench or a chair along the wall so that when you do end up getting stuck and you're no longer able to complete the rep, even if you're digging your feet on the wall, you could always place your knees on this chair or bench to help you complete the rep by extending your arms, and then you can bail out of it safely. This way you're able to complete all the reps in your set. And the idea behind this whole process is the intention of gradually over time leaning your shoulders more forward over your hands with your arms straight first, getting as much depth out of it as possible, and then grinding it up on the way up, using your feet as little as possible, but as much as you need, making sure to keep your body as tight as possible. If a little arching happens, that's okay. That's another quality marker that you're aiming for, is reducing the amount of arching that you have over time.